Man, this is why I say make sure display name. Good. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, oh wait, this is Web Dev Journey. In today's video, we're going to be talking about going inside the chat room already. So you already checked in. Now we want to, do the chat room where everybody's going to be at, right? So this is still not the part where we're going to be, messing around with WebRTC just yet, but we are very, very close. Matter of fact, there's, I think, around 2 more videos until we're done. We're completely done with the series. So this one plus 2 more videos, and then we are done. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking that. All right, I think that's it, or 2 or 3 videos. I'm gonna just say that. But anyways, let's just get into the video. Like I said, it's just creating that chat view and also getting all the users' information, the room information, and the list of all the people joining that room. That's what we're going to be doing today. So I already did create a template for this. So go to chat, grab this simple template, go back over here, and in views, create a new file. We're going to call it chat.view. And move this mic up just a bit. All right. So in here, paste it, control save. But before we start doing stuff into this thing, I do want to route it. So let's go to right here in the index.js for router. It's going to be almost the exact, well, I think it is the exact same thing here. Instead of check-in, it's going to be, what is it? Control DD. It's going to be chat, and just change this to lowercase chat. And over here, Control D, grabbing that chat component, Control save. Now we still need to do a little bit more cleanup in the login. When they log in, so when they log in, I don't want to push them to the home page. We already have the rooms page available, or the rooms page that they're in. So once they log in, I want them to go straight to the rooms page. Control save, and this is also for register. Just go straight to the rooms page. Is it the rooms page? Did we call it? Yeah, it's rooms. Okay. So log in, register, and also in the check-in. Over here on top. Wait, is it in the check-in? No. It's in the room. Sorry. So in the rooms, we have this button right here. And this is going to, remember that button, the video button? Now, this video button is literally to go inside that specific room if you already checked in. So what we want to do is, first of all, make this a little bit nicer so that way you guys can know what I'm doing. Control D. Know what I'm doing, and then right here is going to be exactly the same thing as this, but instead of, you already know, instead of the check-in, it's going to be chat. All right, so if you control save this and then open up your browser, and let's go to localhost 8080, refresh it just for good measures. All right, let's actually get inside this room for calling all weebs. And this is the basic template that we have. That template is going to give you. This template right here is just this, all right? So this is what we're going to be working on right now. So going back to the application. Oh, by the way, I forgot. We are using this font awesome. No, not in here. What chat? We are using this font awesome podcast icon. So I'm gonna just include that in here. So FA podcast. Copy this, paste it, and then save it. I'm just letting you know because you probably won't see it. It won't really matter, but yeah, we're using that icon. Just yes. All right. So the first thing that I want to do is actually grab the room name and the hoster, the person that's hosting this room, right? So I want to grab the name of the host and also the room name. So that way we could display the room name that they're in and also the host that's hosting it. So over here, we are going to be creating a script tag. And maybe or maybe not, you should know what to do already. We're going to import fire base from Firebase. Why, man? I don't want to type so much. So there you go, Firebase. And we're also going to be importing the DB from, is it outside one? Yes, DB. There we go. All right. First of all, we do have data that we need from the parameters. You already know we have the host ID and also the room ID in the parameters. So what we're going to be doing is grabbing that data. So data is going to be a function, and we're going to return, we're going to get the host ID, and that's going to, I'm going to actually copy that from check-in because it's exactly the same thing. The host ID is this, but instead of room, it's host. And the room ID, Control D, room ID is going to be from the parameters as well. And for right now, we're going to say room name is going to be null. Whoa, that's a comma. Null. And also, we're going to have a host display name, and that's also going to be null for right now. Null. All right, so this is the basic things that we need, right? The host ID, the room name, and the host display name. This is what we're trying to grab, the room name and host display name. So obviously, assuming that there's where's this data at? Assuming that we already have users logged in, we are going to grab the props of users, or the user, because remember, this is the actual page, right? The chat event, right, where everybody's going to be streaming. So you've already checked in, which means that you logged in. You've already logged in, so you should be good, and we should be able just to skip that authentication or like rechecking if there's an actual user. So we should be grabbing the user from props. And also, I want to do some things once it's mounted. Obviously, this is where we're going to be grabbing the room name and also the host display name. So did I do that right? Yes, I did that right. Let me just, yeah, so you can see that better. So first of all, let's try to get the room name, and we've already done that in the check-in over here, right here. This, I'm gonna just copy this room ref because we've already done that to get the room name, right? So I'm just copy this room ref from check-in, and also, no, let's just do it from scratch from here because there's a lot of things that's going on in there. So we have this room ref. Now what we want to do is, let me just, there we go. Now what we want to do is just say, I'm gonna comment this, say get room name, so that way you know what's going on, right? So right here we're gonna say room ref is going to, we're going to dot get that information, and then it's going to return a promise. So we could do dot then, and we're gonna get the room doc back, right? I could have just said doc right there, but I want to be super clear for you guys that what's going on. So we're grabbing the room doc back, or it's going to give us a room document. So if in here, we're going to say if there's actually a room doc dot exists, we want to do some stuff, and that's basically grabbing the name. So this dot room name is going to be equal to room doc dot data. Remember that name is a data or a field value, so that lives inside the data, and then dot name. If there isn't, where is it? Right here. Matter of fact, if we're just doing this, we could just do this. And then else, if there isn't really a room doc, what we want to do is just this dot router, and just push them back to the home page. Push. We're gonna go to the home page, or you can push them wherever you want. In this case, I'm pushing them to the home page. Now, since we have the room name up above, we could actually put that room name, and it's going to be right here in this band, and this is going to be room name. All right, let's see our browser and see if we're actually grabbing something. There we go. Here's the room name, calling all weebs, which is actually the room name that we wanted, right? Anime lovers and calling all weebs. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, now let's try to get the host, the name of the host, or the display name of the host. Now this one's going to be somewhat tricky, and the reason why I say this is let's actually go back to the browser, go to the Firebase console, so that way I could show you. So the reason I say it's going to be kind of tricky is because we don't really have, I didn't set it up the way, well, this is probably something that you guys could improve on, but we don't, over here in the users, inside of the user stock, we don't have a field value saying the display name for this user. Plus, we did, when they're checking in, they could actually change their display name. So what we need to do is actually go inside of rooms, the user, and then the attendees, and see if that host ID is in here, and then grab the display name from right here, right? That's why I say it's tricky, because you have to go all the way to the attendees collection, check if the host ID of the parameter, this right here, if this ID, which is a host ID, lives inside of this document. If it does, that means that the host ID is actually checking in, did actually check in. And if you did, then that's where we could grab the display name, okay? Now, it makes it a little bit more complicated, like I said. But if you're escaping the whole check-in scenario thing, just go back into your code and actually add some data fields or some fields into each user for their display name, meaning that they could never change their display name for any room that they're going to be joining. Their display name is going to be the display name they set up with when they register. That is it. All right, so in order for this to work, let's go back to our code. Let's go down here. So right after this one, this room, we're going to be grabbing get host name. And like I said, we're going to have to go all the way to the attendees collection. So we're going to be using that room ref. And then we're going to go inside of dot collection. We're going to grab the collection of 10. Wait, is it 2 T's? Man, I gotta check again. I gotta check because I'm horrible. Rooms. What did I say it was? Okay, yeah, 2 T's and 2 E's. All right. Hey man, I gotta check these things, right? It's so over here, 2 T's, attend, E-N-D-E-S, attendees. And right here, we're gonna actually grab a snapshot though. So dot on snapshot, we're going to be getting a snapshot back. So in here, we're going to be doing quite a few things actually. So this is where a lot of things is going to happen in these attendees collection, right? First of all, we're going to grab the host name. Second of all, we're going to check if the actual user, let's say that you try to join my room, I want to make sure that you actually did check in. So we do got to figure out that you yourself did check in into this room before actually getting into the room. Also, this is a place where we're going to grab all the attendees, an array of the users that are checked in. So that way we have a list in the chat, right? In that chat view, right? So let's take it one step at a time. First of all, let's try to grab the host name. And that's actually very, very simple. Like I said, we're going to have to do a for loop. We're going to have to loop through this array of attendees to figure out if there's a host in here or not. So right now I'm going to say, first of all, we have to loop. So I'm going to say snapshot dot for each. We're going to have I'm going to say attendee because that's what it is, right? We have an attendee. And then this is where we're going to start checking. So if this is where I'm going to say we're going to try to get the host, right? So if this dot host ID equals attendee dot ID, I might have to say attendee doc, so that way you know that this is the document of the attendee coming back. And if we wanted to get information for this, we need to go inside the data field, right? So attendee doc.id If this is true, then what we want to do, and I'm actually going to make this in a new line because it's going to get long. So if there is a host ID inside the attendee doc or inside of this array, what we want to do is just set this dot, what did we call that? Host display name. Host display name. We want to set that equal to the attendee doc dot data. Remember, it's a field attribute or a field property, so we're going to be grabbing the data and also the display name, the one they set in, the one that they set. So display name. Control save that, and we could actually use that over here, right here, hosted by, right between the strongs. This is where I'm gonna say host display name, and we could actually check that out if it's working or not. Let's go back over here. Let's go inside of calling all weebs, and there we go. Hosted by Weeb King. Let's make sure. Okay, we're having some. I want to make sure that we didn't have any errors, and we actually do have some errors. So let's make sure everything is good. And I think I know what the problem is. Let me go back to the application. So we're using font awesome icon right here, but the thing is that we never told Vue, hey, we're going to be using a specific component. So yeah, I think we need to just import that font awesome icon, well, from, and then it's Vue. There you go, and then it's the font awesome icon. There it is, and then we're also going to tell. What's it called? Vue. We're going to start using a component called font awesome icon. Don't forget about that comma right there. And let's control save that and make sure our console logs are gone. Okay, yeah, that was it. Okay, that's good. All right, anyways. So now we have, as you see right here, now we have the hosted by Web King or Weeb King, and then calling all weebs. That's good. Next stop is actually checking if you yourself are an actual participant or an attendee to this room. So that's actually very simple as well. I'm pretty sure you already know how to do that. So down below, so we already got the host ID. This is the host. This is the host display name. All right, so I'm gonna say user checked in. I'm gonna say checking if user checked in right here. So again, this is going to be an if statement. And before I do that, there's something that we do need to do. There's something that we do need to do. So this is a for each loop. So what I want to do is actually create a variable over here and say user checked in, and we're gonna set that to false. Okay. So now we're gonna say over here, we're gonna say if this dot user dot uid equals the attendee doc dot id. So that means that if the user that's trying to get into the room is inside of the array, what we want to do is set, where is it at? The user checked in, we're going to set that equal to true. And this array is going to loop through all the names in the array and then do this, right? It's going to set it to true if it is. If it's not, we want to go outside the array and say that, hey, if there wasn't a user checked in, we're doing the opposite. If there wasn't a user checked in, what we want to do is push them this dot router, $, router. Why does it always do that to me? We want to push them to dot push to the check-in, to the check-in URL. So that's going to be /check-in. I should have done this in tilde. Let me do this in tilde because So it's going to be in /check-in / the host ID and also / room ID. There you go. So if they're not checked in, we want to push them in there so that way they could actually check in. And we could actually test this out if we open up the browser, grab this URL right here, just grab it, and then open up a incognito mode, paste it. So, oh, it's not, wait, am I, okay, I'm not logged in, obviously. As you can see, I'm not logged in, so it should have pushed me to the check-in, or to the check-in. Wait, how is it going to do that if I'm not logged in? Can I go to check-in? Let me see. Check-in. Yeah. I can't do that because I'm logged in, but it should have pushed me there. Something's not good. That's not good. Let's go back to the code and see what's going on. Over here. Well, let me actually try to open up in Brave, or in an actual browser, another one. Let's go paste that in there. Okay, something's wrong then. Something's wrong. God. Oh, okay, guys. I figured it out. Took me a while. I forgot to put this .host ID. I just put host ID and it's supposed to be this .host ID. All right, now if we try it, I'm still trying to go to that chat. If we try to do that, go right here. Oh my goodness, dude, it was just working a moment ago. Holy, what did I do now, man? Honestly, I hate this. All right. Now I got it working. So what I did, first of all, yes, this was a problem. Second of all, first, it's giving you, if you leave this out, I'm trying to check everything now. Good God. And I'm going to go back to right here, chat. You're still going to be logged in. And the reason why is because it's going to give you an error. This is going to give you an error saying that, hey, cannot read property of UID of null. And that's because there is no user in this Brave browser. So what I did here is say that, hey, if there is an actual user and this .user UID, whatever. But first of all, I'm just checking if there's a user. If there is a user, then do this. And if there is that, then, set that true. Now, if we say this, go back to Brave, cancel that. Let's go back to the chat. So I'm still trying to go to the chat, as you can see right there. Hit enter. There we go. Now we're being redirected to the sorry, you cannot log in. You have to log in, whatever. But we're being redirected to the check-in, whatever. But we're not logged in. That's good. It's working now. Good God. Good grief. All right. Now, the last thing that we want to do is actually grab all the users that's for this room and then display it on the chat view. So that's still going to be happening in this for each loop. So what I'm gonna do is in the data section, I want to have attendee. I'm gonna just say attendee array or something like that. It's going to equal an array, and then down below we're going to be creating a temporary attendee array. So I'm gonna say temp array is going to equal an array, and then down below right here, this is where we're going to push all users to temp array. All we have to do right here is literally just say temp array dot push, and we're going to be pushing some certain things, which is going to be the ID of that push, man, I swear, push is going to be the ID of that user, and that could be from the attendee doc.id. And also we want to get the display name of that user. So that display name is going to be attendee doc.data .display name. And that's pretty much it. Now we're pushing everything to this array. And now what I'm going to do is right below this if, right below right here, this is where we're going to say attendee this dot attendee array is going to equal temp array. And now control save that. And now that we have what's it called? Now that we have the attendee array up here, we could actually loop through that and actually display their names right here. So in this li, this is where I'm gonna do the for loop. So v4, we're gonna set that equal to, I'm gonna say attendee in attendee array. And it's complaining because we also need a key, and we're going to set that equal to the attendee dot ID right there. And all we have to do is, I'm going to grab this, instead of name, it's going to be attendee dot display name. Make sure you spell everything right, because good grief. All right, now, oh man, did I set? Oh my, that was my bad. That was me. That was all me. So in over here, where is it at? Right here. It's not equal. It's going to be an array. All right, control save this. Now, if you go back to the browser, there we go. Where's our display names, man? Oh my goodness, another damn little thing. So let's see what's going on. We got the attendee array. It should be down here somewhere. Everything looks right. I don't know why it's, man, this is why I say make sure display name. Good. Don't even say nothing. All right, here we go. All right, that's good. We only have two. Obviously, we only have two guys pending, which is the Web King, which is me, and then Weeb King, and then the Weeb Brethren, which is the other guy. But at least we know that it's working, so that's good. And that's where we're going to leave off on this video, because it was painstaking. I did a lot of mistakes. I'm super sorry about that, guys, but yeah, that's what happens when you're a dev, right? Make mistakes. Anyways, in the next video, what we're going to be doing is actually deleting users and also adding attendees, adding these users to the attendees. So the reason why we're doing it right here, the pending, is because for security measures, just to make sure that these are actually the people that we want to attend, or we want people to attend, right? These are the actual people. If there was someone in here that we did not want, we could actually delete them. So that's why we have this pending section. So in the next video, like I said, we're going to be focusing on deleting one just in case we don't want one, and also adding people to the attendees right here. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just clarifying that right now. Anyways, thank you guys for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. Stay tuned, because 2 more videos, guys, 2 more videos and we're done. All right, 2 more videos and we're actually done, and you could have this on your portfolio, you know, having a video chat app. That's really, really cool. All right, so thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.